Right. Now, some people might not know. I had this coaching session many years ago,
From
and
me.
not from you, thank God, not from you. There's no coaching sessions from you, it's mentoring if you're telling me what to do.
Oh,
Um,
just to do it right first
but
time.
you know what? Honestly, I went in thinking, oh, like, what are they really going to do? Like, is it really going to make a difference? I know what I want. Like, what is a coach going to tell me, right? And the first thing this lady told me to do was she showed me this sheet of like values, and she said, I want you to pick out the top, I think she said like 20, right? So things that are really important to you. And I was like, okay, right. And then it's really easy picking 20, right? Yeah. You want to pick everything, but you're like, okay. And then she was like, okay,
Yeah.
come back. Now I want you to pick 10. And that was really hard to cross off the things, right? So, like, oh God, okay, how would I rate that?
Yeah.
And then she dropped it down to like 3. And I
Ah!
was like, oh my God. And it really forces you to think about what's
It's
important
like
to
3
you.
wishes, isn't it?
Oh, it was so
I
hard. It
would
was
prefer
so
you
hard.
to have 2 more wishes.
Yeah, yeah.
2 more values, please.
Honestly, but, on it was just I tell everyone about it because 'cause I'm like, "You have to do this," because it really forces you to think about what's important to you.
Isn't a lot of that stuff contextual though? The answer to a lot of things is it depends.
Mm,
How do you work out? How maybe
yeah,
how do
go
you
on.
work out what your intrinsic values are versus the values? Say you as a manager versus you
Mm,
at home, you with your friends, you know, whatever. Everyone's got different values in a different context, right?
I think different circumstances definitely push different buttons, but the theory would go that our values are our values, and the process that you went through, absolutely, that is a really great way of going, yeah, what is important to me, and siphoning it down, and how connected we are to our values. And we don't want to screw that bit of paper up that we've got to throw away because we need 3, not 5 when we're doing
yeah.
that exercise. We get really connected to them. And I think values are kind of our rules for how we live life, and often are quite ingrained. And another way of getting to them is to think about times when you've been really hacked off or really happy, and think through your life. And then by asking the 5 whys, why was that important to you? Why was that important to you? Quite often what drops out is a value, and there will be a theme in there as to the times when you felt your best and the times when you were really hacked off because your values had been pressed. So that's a really great way of understanding our wiring, because as you said, understanding our values, that's what drives us every day. We move towards people and things that support them, and we won't feel ourselves if our values have been pressed. So values can be things like family, love, punctuality can be a value, zest for life, that's one of my values. So if I'm in a place where I'm not living a zesty life, I don't quite feel right, and I want to go find my zest. So it helps us go and seek out what it is that we are missing once we know what those values are. So I think they're a really important part of our emotional intelligence.
How do you know what your values are versus what you feel like your values should be? Do you know what I
Well, I
mean?
think yeah, but then
It's
that's where I
kind of
think, you mentioned it kind of helps you make choices because you think, "Is that who I
because
am?
all
Does
the
it in
options are
line
really
with"
good things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and is it in line with what you believe in? And it helps you it's kind of like, I think at work when we're sorry about the background noise,
Sorry.
got building works going on outside. Um, when
It's earth shattering
when
values. Just
when we talk about our practice, like vision and what we, our strategy, and we think,
yeah,
actually, is this in line with what we believe in? So when
yeah.
people ask us to like do different things, and we say, actually, you know what, it's not really what we're focusing on right now, so we're going to scrap that. But actually, you come across and you're like, yeah, it ticks all the boxes. That's something that we're really gonna.
Yes.
How do you reconcile? I mean, how do you feel like organisations have values, right? Actually, can I just ask you a quick? What's the difference between values and beliefs?
So I think a belief system, a belief might be something like the world is a difficult place.
Right.
So beliefs can be about the world, about other people. People aren't to be trusted is a belief. That can be about ourselves. So there's those 3 at the very basic level. Beliefs can be about me as a person,
Yeah.
others,
Yeah.
and the wider world. So there are a few examples of our beliefs. And our beliefs, along with our values, are part of this wiring system that become us. And I think to answer that last question, Tal, I think we feel it physically. when we know our values are truly our values, when we feel good, we feel it physically when we are in alignment with our values. And we'll have all had times when our values have been pressed. Kindness is one of mine. So if I see someone not being kind, that presses, and I feel it really physically. But our beliefs, I think, and this is really important for coaching, our belief system that we sort of develop as we get older, beliefs about the world and ourselves and others, really impacts our feelings. And our feelings really impact our behavior.
Yeah.
So it's so important for us to stop and examine our beliefs, because that's the start of that flow chart. And the behavior bit is the people that can see, other people can see what we do or don't do. So I had a client whose belief was it's polite to be quiet and I shouldn't speak my opinion. And that maybe worked for her a few years ago, but in a corporate environment meant that in meetings she was contributing less and challenging less. So it did hold her back. And when we kind of dug out the belief, and she kind of thought, yeah, that doesn't work for me now. I don't feel that way anymore. So my belief is that I want to be able to kindly contribute and challenge. I don't want to be the loudest voice, but I want to kindly contribute and challenge. So I feel like more confident in meetings. So my behavior is different, all by going back to that belief. So beliefs and values are huge.
And just one quick point. I know this is supposed to be a short topic, but it's worth exploring. So, as Sarah mentioned, how does a GP practice or a hospital or a primary care network, how do organisations work out what their values and beliefs are, and how do they agree them, and how do they stick to them?
So I work with quite a few organisations to do exactly that, and it's through coaching. It's asking questions of what's important to us. How do we not want to work? When things have gone well, what have we been doing? What have we not been doing? Who do our patients or clients need us to be? What are our own values? Let's put that all in a pot in the middle and theme them and pull them together, because what values in an organisational sense can't be is a list on a piece of paper that gets put in a drawer or put on a website and forgotten. Ideally that needs to be something that's really present, and that we can all think, am I acting in alignment with our values here? And if I am, brilliant, do it. And if I'm not, maybe I need to rethink that. And being able to give really clear examples of respect might be one of them, to really help people understand, what does respect look like here in our workplace, and give clear behavioural examples of what it looks like and what it doesn't, so people can really, really understand it day to day, and they're brought to life and they're fed into appraisals and other ways of working so that they are alive in the business.
It's complicated, isn't it?
It's so interesting, isn't it?
Like you got all these different people with different beliefs and values, and you're just trying to align them to one. But using your example of looking at when generally as a practice, like today, we was really good. I think there was a really positive feeling today, wasn't there, at 11 when we got everyone together. You think, oh, that's a positive thing, and what's behind it? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Helen. That's
You're welcome.
really helpful. But I think something we need to work on a bit more.
I think it definitely takes a lot of time, but once you do it, I think everything else becomes easier, and it helps you, make those choices.
Rather than just throwing those words around.
Yeah. No one understands it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks, Helen. See
Thank
ya.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.